Up next, we have GimKit. I know a lot of other teachers in our little class or Google community have talked about GimKit, but it was still a tool that I had never used in my classroom before. My math teacher friend actually uses it a lot, so I decided that this was a perfect opportunity to look into it and create an account for myself. So it is free. I just used my school email to sign up. When you sign up for your account, it asks you to tell it like your zip code so that you can actually select your school. So when I was reading about GimKit, I learned that it was created by a former student and his teacher. Because he was finding that he wasn't really engaged in class or in the like review for assessment things. So it's really similar to like Kahoot and quizzes, except for the fact that it makes you select your school. That way you can go to this little handy school library thing. So if I go to my school library because I selected Clearwater High School, I can see any kit that other teachers in my building have created. So this is Mrs. McNeil. She's a foreign language teacher here at my school. And then, like I told you, my math teacher friend, Mrs. Clemens, has created a lot of GimKits. She is like a really big fan of GimKit. A lot of hers are just like fun trivia games that she lets her kids play in their free time. So if they've finished a math assignment, it's like a fun little educational thing that they can go and do that doesn't have to relate anything to math because they might be mathed out by the time they're done with her assignment. So I can pick one of her kits here and I can see all of the questions that she created and I can hit play. Um, and then it lets you select like different styles of how you want to play this game. So the classic mode is really similar to Kahoot. You compete individually here. Fishtopia is like a really popular one, but it kind of is more personalized to the kids because they get to select like what style of game they want to be playing. You can also host this live in your class like you do with like Kahoots or quizzes or anything. But it's nice that it can be assigned and it's something that they can just kind of work on their own when they're finished with an assignment. I really like about GimKit that my students don't need to create an account to log in, that I have to create classes. So let's see if I can get out of this and go back to me. Let's just go here. GimKit. So I have to create classes over here. So I went ahead and kind of already made up 2 classes of kids that I would have. And then I can just send or copy this join code into my Google Classroom. And that way it's only going to be kids that are in my Google Classroom that are joining my GimKit account and able to see the games or the kits that I create for them. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about like kids adding inappropriate names when they join your games or anything like that. And nobody from an outside source is going to get your code and be able to join the kit that you created. So I really like that. And that was one of the things that they talked about with that student and his former teacher who created GimKit, just keeping it a little bit more private and a little bit more safe for the students. So it's a nice way, just like Kahoot, to kind of review things or create, like Mrs. Clemens, my math teacher friend, did, just fun little trivia games for kids to play. For ISTE, I chose standards 3.1b and 3.2c. So 3.1b says that I ensure that all students have access to the technology and connectivity necessary to participate in authentic and engaging learning opportunities. So I think GimKit, unlike Kahoot, makes it a little bit more personalized for kids to want to be engaged and learn things. 3.2c says that I evaluate the progress on the strategic plan, make course corrections, measure impact, and scale effective approaches for using technology to transform learning. So I use Kahoot a lot, and I think kids are getting bored with it. So I'm evaluating my effectiveness here and trying to find new tools for my kids to keep them engaged and learning through technology. So that is GimKit.